What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Episode 4 of the walkthrough. Moving forward into the Fen. So at the end of last episode, after taking out the Congregator of Flesh, we had made it to the Fen and then went back to Skyrest Bridge to go over our boss remembrances and stuff like that. So now we're ready to finally start progressing with the Fen. So we'll start off by getting our dialogue here from Byron.
Onwards you march, eh? I hope it's not for any kind of glory, because you won't find a sniff of that in Mondstadt. And certainly I hope it's not in the name of the hallowed Sentinels, because take my word for it, they're no better than the Rogar. I've got many a scar to prove it.
So Byron was a lamp bearer, as you know, same as us, and he fell in love with a woman who was also a lamp bearer, and they pretty much, the Sentinels tortured for that. Yeah, his own people tortured him for falling in love. Tortured him and her. Eventually she got killed. And so we'll get in Byron's quest. It'll be a while. It's, really good story, really sad story, but, it's fun looking at. Like I tell you guys, I go over all this stuff in your own time. There's a lot here to really check out and get into. Either way, we're going to start progressing this area. You notice we're not in our own board and you're fighting these guys. These are like, this is a swamp zone. A lot of poison stuff going on, obviously, here. As it, it's a swamp zone. So, you want to be prepared for that. Any poison cures, poison resistant bombs, anything like that is going to be great to keep on your quick items. However, being in the swamp, you're going to deal with a lot of these guys that look like the Umbral variant, but these guys are actually in Axiom. So as you move forward, we're going to go to the left, and we're kind of just keep going left. Like, you can go straight once it opens up here, but we're kind of just circling around to the left. Right here, get the upgrades. 2 more small berylliums. And I'm just taking these guys out as they come, while we do this next part, because we're going in Umbral, and we just don't, want to get overwhelmed. So, next step, we're going to enter Umbral, we're going to buff up, we have a Moth Lady, and then we'll be able to push forward and get the Angel's Axe. Colossal Great Axe for strength builds, really good choice, only physical damage, but, great choice nonetheless. If you want to do that with our build, we could, and then just, buff it with Radiance, so there's also that option. I did decide to go ahead and buff up, as I knew we were going to fight her on the way out. And there you go. Really starting to pile on that damage. Just really, really nice. Bigger moths, you can use those and they'll protect your rune loss on death. I'm sorry. Vigor loss on death in this game. Same thing, we're sticking to the left side. We're going to start to work our way up this big ass log here, this branch. Now you've officially met the enemies we'll be facing in this area. Regular enemies, not really, the elite enemies of this area, but definitely one of the stronger ones, that's for sure. Alright, so we're just going to keep following this around, and you're going to see a door in front of us. That is going to lead us back to the Vistage, giving us a shortcut. Where you at? I knew we had a tough guy. Okay, so there's no need to go there right now. I understand we're in Umbral, but we want to be. We'll be able to move forward here, going up our ladder. So I'm going to check where our stats were. So we're at Endurance, 2 more points before we move on. So right here we're going to get regular Berylliums. That will actually be enough, I'm quite certain, to get both weapons up to +3, as we've already got one from, I think, an enemy drop, which is actually crazy. Yeah, before we even fought Pietà, we got a regular Beryllium drop. I was like, what the fuck? Thanks to like a Rogar. That's exceedingly rare to start getting regulars. So this guy does really just kind of push you, as you see, but he also can, he's kind of like blow poison, actually, I should say, like out of his mouth. And he kind of skips, like you would skip a stone in a pond. It's really weird. You'll see what I mean if it ever happens to you. Alright. Now, we'll be proceeding forward, exiting Umbral. We do have to get back into Umbral, however, there's some enemies we want to fight, and we don't want to be wasting our heals and stuff like that. So, if we get killed, we just go back to Umbral and get that extra life, right? So, it's quite useful to do. And I know our mana's really small. We'll be getting into Radiance here soon. God, that lock on is fucking me. Come on, Blood Boss. You should have procced by now. Dodge. Oh, that must have been it. So he could actually drop regulars and larges, really rare. But, you know, it is an early game farm. And we'll show that off and how to, you know, really take advantage of it. Because it's just like a circle, a loop that you can just take over and over until, you know, you get the drops you want. And it takes like 20 larges per weapon you want to upgrade through every tier. So, and I've said it 1,000 times, don't use larges unless you know it's a weapon you're going to use for the whole game. So, but you might not get the weapon you want to use for the whole game for quite some time. So because of that, you're going to need something to upgrade. So you can use your small regulars. Those come, you know, easy enough. But try really not to use larges. If your weapon doesn't come for like a really long time and you have to start using larges, we're going to show off some farms. But typically it's one weapon, one catalyst, and one shield. You'll have enough larges throughout the entirety of the game to fully upload, or fully upgrade all of those. By the very end, you know, you start getting to the Upper Calrath and, what's it called? Castle Grimace, which is like the end. You might have enough to get 2 weapons, but I'm talking, you know, completely in game here. Alright, so we're going to move forward. We're not going to exit Umbral. Now we are actually about to go rest. I typically wouldn't suggest it. But we're out of mana and I would like to buff up without using our consumables. So go and grab that, let that play out. We're going to kick this ladder down. Alright, so that's played out. We're going to rest. Another path led right back to our vestige. Going to grab 1 to endurance, trying to get this done. And we'll do the loop again. We don't have to. We're at the end of it. But like I said, we can kill that guy and maybe get some good upgrade stones. So it's going to show you how to do it. I mean, you're obviously going to see. Nah, we ain't going to waste the time. You got to see it. You go out there, go in armor, go up the ladder, and, you know, I mean, you can get to it. I was just thinking, there's just too much to cover this episode. I was going to do the loop, but, you know. This isn't even something you gotta do right now. This is only if you need larges later on, but there'll eventually be better ones. So we are gonna enter Umbral. Yes, there is a pennant over here, but we're about to meet our first gremlins. These guys suck. They kind of fly around, really like float around. And they do these series of leg stomps, but every time you fight them, you're always in this really tight spot where it's hard to land any hits on any of them. A little bit frustrating, and you usually have to fight like 2, 3, sometimes 5 of them, and you will. I'm gonna show you later on in the game. You're gonna be straight up fucking surprised in how fast they're gonna kill you. It's crazy. It's a bit ridiculous sometimes because you got them all around you. You can't really focus on one. Every time you're swinging your weapon, it's bouncing off a wall. Like, it really sucks. I am quite happy with our build, just looking at, you know, full set of armor, 2 badass weapons early on. We've got some decent spells and buffs. Now, Radiant spells, the good ones, aren't even going to come for a long time. There'll be a few, but not until, like, after half game. That's when we'll start running to our good ones. Still, you know, there'll still be, like, 1 or 2. Mainly for now, as far as damage goes, you got your buff and Pieta's spell, and that's going to be it for quite some time. But getting the catalyst we're getting this episode, put some upgrades into that, and those spells are going to more than carry you until we start getting to the good stuff. Because the true Radiant Zone isn't until like the end of the game, toward you know, in the end game, I'll say, and that's obviously where all that stuff is going to be. We're going to get into like a whole Radiant fight zone. As you see, we're just dodge. Trying to slowly take this guy out, and that's actually going to lead us. And I was going to mention, you could try to soul flay the guy, but usually he just gets caught on these rocks and he doesn't die. This is going to lead us back around to where we dropped down and we fought the, what was it, Congregator of Flesh. We tried to go across a plank, it broke, and we fell down there. So going this way will bring you to the other side of that, and I do not, for the life of me, know why I buffed. Early on, I feel like I have to stay buffed to get good damage. Anyway, not too bad, right? Okay, So right here, be able to get a great sword that's more agility than strength, but definitely quality build. All physical, no passives, no elementals, nothing special about it in that sense. But you know, just a really strong physical weapon. You know, colossal moveset, strong choice, a lot of posture breaking potential and stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna go back on down. Get to our visage. And we're not too far from level. We don't have any more consumables. Okay, it's fine. I want to get, like, we really got to start getting the strength up, for real. So we reach requirements, at least for our early on hammer, that I suggested we go with. Start working towards either, what is it, Bloody Glory, or start working towards the Pulverizer hammer. So you guys are just tuning in. We did Strength Faith, or yeah, Strength Faith build, in other words, suggesting a few colossal weapons, and we went on our early run for endgame weapons. Like, we have endgame weapons in our inventory right now, and it's just about getting your stats right for whichever one you want. Now, with walkthroughs, you know, you gotta follow them from episode 1 to the end, or you're gonna wonder, when we did this, when did we do that? So, if you followed along properly, you have to worry about it. So, we're going down our ladder, where we opened up a shortcut. We're just gonna break through here. So there's a few spots like this. You go through these branches and you can just break right through. Curse from wearing 1 to agility, 1 to strength. We're going out. And we do have to get an umbral up here, but there's a few things we want to try to do first. First, take out all the buffs. Now there's a couple guys on stilts to do poison damage. They're spamming right there. You see it, spamming poison at you. Now, you can't get to them up close until you enter Umbral, but you can try to hit them with ranged. We're just going to kind of keep our distance. There we go. Now we're staying to the left. You're going to see another little cave over here. Oh, that was so close, bro. God, that was close. And we're going to break this. Then we want to switch to our hand. A few episodes back to, I do believe, we picked up the Empyrean grenades. So we're going to put those on, as this will free up this NPC. And you'll be able to talk to her.
That is so much better. Life is to be being crawled off. Since you seem to know this thing's better off and good riddance, I only had it. If I'd known, never trust magic. Well, but let me, I feel like meet me at the bridge. And it seemed as in this dump, then we'll talk. I don't know, but I'd bear in mind.
Okay, now what we need to do is quit out, load back in, so she'll move to the next spot, and we can get the Will Marks catalyst from behind her. So, this is Kukujin. Once again, for your platinum, it's going to take 3 full playthroughs. This is a quest line we're not going to do. I'm going to tell you how to do it, then we're going to cover it in depth. Because it takes 3 playthroughs, so this will still lead to a platinum. We just can't do everything during this walkthrough. So the things you need to do, I'm gonna let you guys know, and you're gonna have to do them in your own playthroughs later. Now you could do Kukujin's. So Kukujin's quest, she wants to be summoned for certain boss fights, and within that, she's gonna want more than half your souls every time. It's gonna keep you low level throughout your playthrough. Keep in mind, you have to buy all the spells. Umbral. So if you did Kukujin's quest, pay in her invoices every time you did the boss fights. You bought all your Inferno spells, all your Radiant spells, all your Umbral spells, bought all your armor sets, bought all your weapons you don't have, so on and so forth. Buy all your throwable items and ammo that we can't pick up. You're not going to get levels. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, you're not. So your first playthrough, you need to focus on your build, getting your levels high. You know, solid build, plenty of health, plenty of endurance, plenty of your damage stats all the way up. Getting a good build as far as weapons fully upgraded, and that's what you need to do your first playthrough. Collect all the items you can, all the armor sets and stuff like that. Otherwise, I mean, you could farm, right? You could do that, but you know, you're gonna want to get all your boss remembrance stuff as well, and everything else. So as far as getting all the trophies, you know, it's gonna take 3 playthroughs. So the first one, I'm always gonna suggest you just focus on your build. You know what I mean? It's just the best choice. And then you're going to have a solid build going to New Game Plus, you know, New Game Plus 1, and then New Game Plus 2, finish getting your trophies. There's a lot of multiplayer stuff you got to do, a lot of online stuff, invasion stuff. So, like I said, it's kind of a good thing it takes 3 playthroughs anyways. Either way, now that we got that, we're going to rush. Just swing at his stilts. This is going to take him down. Now there's a few of these guys. Oh, we have met the poison dogs. Oh, we're about to die. Kind of ganging up on us at this point. Like I said, it's gonna auto slot stuff on your quick items menu for you. I mean, oh, we're above, and that's the most annoying thing in the world. It actually, you know, it damn near makes me rage. It really, really fucking pisses me off, and I really fucking wish they'd take it out the goddamn game. Because a lot of times you're sitting here, you're going for a heal, and you're sitting there popping a rabbit's foot, or you're popping a mana stone instead of your heal, because you know it takes the liberty of slotting items for you. You know, I do not fucking care for that shit, and you're not gonna like it either. You know, you're not. So I'm sorry if I sound annoyed. You know, I've dealt with it a lot. Personal playthrough taking notes for over 100 hours, and it's just, you know, it really sucks. It's really fucking annoying. So from here, take him down. You could actually probably get smite on him. So yeah, he's probably gonna almost be dead by the time he even hits. Let's see. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's your dog. Now let's see if we can get some health here, because we're almost to a checkpoint. We have other stuff to do too, and I don't want to die or have to do a run back. I mean, we could, but we're just hoping we're not. So we're gonna plant a seed in here. We're to go up, but first we need to stick a number here. Go to the very bottom. Take out the moth lady. Cannot afford to fuck up here. You know, with the buff, we're taking her down easy now. There's another seedling. That's why I always suggest killing her and taking her out. You're gonna get a lot of stuff from it, and we need as many seedlings as we can get in a single playthrough, because we're gonna use a lot of them late game. So right there, you're gonna get another upgrade to your healing, and we're gonna go get that after we plant a seedling. So going up, and there's gonna be an enemy here as we go up, one of the bigger ones, but we can kind of just hit them from the back. And, take them out, not so bad. Switch to your lantern. It's going to drop a seed just in case something's chasing you and you're almost dead like me. You just plant that real quick. Alright, so right here in the corner, you can go ahead and pick up Poison Cure. So that should be added to our inventory immediately, since I personally slotted that in a quick item slot, and we just picked up more is all. Alright. Just like that, we have endurance done for at least a good while. Did not mean to do that. We're going to go ahead and jump over to Skyrest Bridge really quickly. So we can go ahead and get a heal upgrade. It's going to help us go through this area. Also, we can come over here and talk to Cookie Jen. She's pretty much going to tell you, hey, you can use me to help you, fight certain people.
And into you.
So, like I said, you guys do need to do this for a trophy if you're going for a platinum. We're not doing it because, like I said, for the first playthrough, it's a new game plus thing. If we could get a platinum on one playthrough, we'd do it, But since we cannot back up our saves to get all 3 trophy endings, we can't get one anyways. So I'm suggesting you do this on New Game Plus. If you're on Xbox or PC and you can back up your saves somehow, some way, then try to do it all, but maybe farm to pay her so you're not, keeping yourself low level. But you're still going to have to buy up all 3 magic type spells. You still got to get all the armor and all the weapons. It's still going to keep you low level. And that's what I said. First playthrough, collect all the items you can, all the armors, all the weapons, all the throwables, ammo types, do all the quests, get unlocked, all your classes and pick one of your endings. Then maybe the second playthrough, do Kukugens, start buying up all the spells you can, and on your third and last one, when you get your last trophy ending, go ahead and buy up all, your ammo types and other things you might be missing. It's like a final punch out. That would be, my recommendation.
Though if you spend, I didn't into the finest at one time. Like I said, and from what you've got no so, and I'll be there. You didn't I'm grateful. I help you. Just be sure if you don't, and neither of us.
Alright, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to summon her for a fight and not pay her. That's going to cause her to actually invade us later, and that way we can at least get her shield and her weapon, right? So, you know, we'll be able to collect items, and that's still towards your trophy, as, you know, you're going to need all weapons for your trophy anyway. So regardless, you're going to have to do this 2 different ways. That's going to be a lot of quests, you know, you're going to have to do a lot of quests 2 different ways, and that's, regardless, it's still going to take you a few playthroughs. So it's not just the endings, there's multiple things to do different ways. Anyways, we'll touch on this later, but for now, as soon as you go out, stick to the left, go up the ladder, dodge. So that, I told you, this poison kind of skips like rocks down a pond, and, you know, I very much meant that. That's the best way to actually describe it. Alright, so we're just going to follow this around to the left. Everything's behind us. This is everything we've already cleared, so we're not worried about it. Now, if you want to progress to the end of this place, to the final remembrance boss, you know, you kind of work your way here to the left, and you just go straight back. But we have some side content to do, including a side kind of hidden boss fight, and getting a quest item for Dumbmire, which is going to, you know, get us more armor, get us more weapons, you know, spells, potentially. I have to look over my notes and see what exactly we get. I know we get armor and we get a weapon for sure. So we're going to find like certain rosaries throughout the world. Every time we turn one into Dumbmire, people carry them. So it's the dead person's swords and armor we get once we turn over their, you know, their rosary, their belongings. So that's kind of what that unlocks. So going forward, like I said, it's going to progress the area. We're just going for a side path where it goes this little hut to the right. I almost want to just go ahead and get those other upgrades while we're here. We can't. I want to not, you know, we shouldn't be too far from our weapon, but it's gonna take a bit because let's say without our ring, we haven't done anything. So we need 10 points to strength 10, and then we need another what is it? 6, 7, 8. So 18 points to actually use our weapon. But for now, I do have to keep that on. You're still gonna need 18 points though. I mean, they're coming pretty quick, but you know, we're not gonna be able to use it for quite some time. Now, it's gonna be, yep, oh, we're kind of in the bad spot there. Hey, get our face. So, dodge, jump up. Take care of the peanut gallery. She's birthing gods here, so watch out for that. There you go. Hear the dead horse sound? You know she's dying. So. Alright, now we can go and pop this. We get some pretty good armor in this area too, really early on. Look at that regular beryllium, so we can go ahead and get both weapons up to +3. I'm just wondering if we should wait. But I guess we're not gonna meet our stats for a while, so we might as well get it, get our upgrades and help us out, I guess. It's just small and beryllium, we're not missing out on anything. Alright, so as we go in here, break your little branches, we're gonna clear these guys out. We want to stick to our right first. Now this is just a side path that leads back to like the starter area. So we're just gonna go over here and talk to the Wayfarer.
Hasn't driven, although you learned to ignore the whistle. I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
Okay, so you got his dialogue, and like I said, if you follow that around, it just leads right back to the hut. So that we just went through to get to the side area. So that's where we came from, where our seedling was. If you guys remember, we followed this around to the left. So if you go straight here, there's water, but if you went in Umbral and went straight here, there's kind of like a shortcut back to this area in case you do die. But we'll be okay. So, and we're gonna stay buffed until I get this upgrade. Usually I'll just buff up for like more elite enemies, but you know, we're only at +2. We're in a later game area than, you know, this is our 3rd regions technically, so enemies are getting more health, they're getting more damage, so we want to try to, you know, have an edge and stay buffed up to help us with damage. I hate the fucking dogs. I don't know what they're called, I just call them poison dogs. They're running around on 4 legs. And the blood loss, you see them just like leaking out. Now, there's going to be these boulders. If you just run up and stay to the right, you're good. That's all you got to do. You know, not too bad. we're gonna get them taken out. Now there's gonna be another bigger guy, and then we can move forward and get to the shortcut. Ah, I didn't call those out because that used to happen to me, where I would get caught by a second set of boulders, right? When I was taking notes, it didn't happen, so I thought maybe they changed that with the update, but nope, it still happens. It's weird. There's gonna be sometimes I'm gonna say, oh, there's a barrel here coming at you, or there's a boulder coming at you, and it's not. Sometimes it happens when you go through, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what the cause of that is, but you know, it's a thing. So, right over there to our left, you're gonna notice is our seedling, and we are gonna drop and run for it real quick. It's not so much I'm worried about the levels as much as we just don't have any. I already took them out. We don't have any heals, and we're about to do a pretty challenging boss fight. It's an umbral boss, and he's going to turn into a regular enemy later on, pretty much just like everything else. But he's right now, he just has a lot of health, so he's going to do frostbite. He's going to do wither, and most of his damage is going to be withered, but he does a series of jump attacks. It's just a really big head. If he opens up, you could damage him. You could also damage him from the back. So we're just going to keep circling around him, and we're going to keep beating him down from the back. As, some people say it's the harder way, but really it's not. So it's just dodging and staying behind him. However, when we go in, there's going to be 2 umbral entities we can pull that's going to clear a back path. So we're going to ignore everything and go for that first. The one straight ahead and the other to the left. As you see, it's right here, so ignore him for now. He might get some damage in, So that's the wither. So like I said, most of his damage is wither, but when he does a slam attack, it's going to be physical. And that is what's going to, and you see the huge AoE that he's getting off. Hopefully this clears up before we're dead. We're all the way withered. God, the fucking walls kill me, bro. Alright, so we got him, then we're going to fall all the way to the other side, and we have 2 more wither witches. So we're trying to make sure these guys aren't like spamming spells to shit at us while we're in the middle of a pretty tough fight already, right? So let's go and buff up. We're about to get down there. So if he does frostbite you, not only is it going to just melt your health bar, because that's how bad frostbite can be, it's also going to take your endurance away. Now, if his face is open, Soul Fling's can give you a critical. If his face is closed, Soul Fling's only going to open him up. Still be pretty deadly while his face is opened. Also, we got the run attacks. He's gonna shoot little worms out. If he does run away, they're gonna wither you. And as you see, we're just he rarely does that. I haven't seen that in a long time. So yeah, he's got a lot of health. So dodge every time, even if that slam isn't gonna hit you, because if you notice the little AoE glow that comes down with it. Now doing holy and getting that smite's really nice. I'm sure fire would do great as well. Soul flip again. Oh no, not the jump, not the jump. That's okay. There you go. So those are the little worms. Help us get some of that withered health back. Just remember, jump through that bullshit. When he closes his face, you also want to get back. Now you could actually, try to siphon those little guys. Kind of keep you safe. Just gotta buff up again. We almost got him gone already. It's not, like I said, it's not too bad. Circle around, right? Getting your damage. And that's pretty much the main gist of it. I mean, hell, we're only at +2 on our weapons, guys. No matter what he does, just make it a habit to dodge through it. Any jump, even if he's hopping away from you, and he's already dead. Not bad if you know how to play it. That said, it can be really hard if you don't know what to do. So Precision Hammer has poison. I guess it's early game choice, right? So our next goal, we're at 20 health, 20 endurance. Our next goal will be just working strength up to 20, and then radiance to 26, so we at least meet the stats for some weapons. Or we could go 20 and then 32 to use Bloody Glory. The choice is up to you guys. then we want to just finish up our health and endurance before moving on. But I like to talk about our stats every now and then so everyone's on the same page as far as the recommended build and what I think is good to do. But yeah, we want our base stats up as soon as we can, but we got to meet weapon requirements. So after you leave that, we're staying on the dock. We're going to move forward. You can get a shortcut, but don't be distracted and make sure you take him out or he can kind of get up on you and surprise you. We're at bust of the boxes. Get some ammo pouch, mana stone clusters. Now, you're going to want to fall down that, but don't. Just keep falling around as you would miss a very important quest item right here. This is going to be your rosary, Barrow's rosary, which is going to get you, more items from Dunmire. So after we do that, you just come straight up the building where we got the rosary. If you go right to this corner and drop down, a really cool thing happens. All you have to do is turn around. You're at your ceiling. How perfect is that? Like I said, I did, saying so myself, but I did a really, really phenomenal job taking notes to make this as easy as I could on all of us. So, I've went through multiple playthroughs because I just never felt like my notes were good enough. So I'm hoping this is going to be as smooth as it can be to help newer players out as much as possible. So I put so much pressure on myself to do the best I can because I just want to make sure everyone's not struggling. It's really important to me. So now we're going to go talk to Dunmire, hand over Barrow's rosary, and like I said, we'll have access to new stuff.
You'll serve
not
a
yet.
to strive in darkness. Vanguards are well. Let the presence of it wherever sit, it will always be found. Whatever point, for they are nothing.
He's talking about Dervla, and we're going to fight her mid-game.
You'll serve a higher purpose, Crusader.
So for that, all he has is cleansing spring. So we're going to go rest and come back and talk to him. Because he gets more items, like I said, when you turn in quest items, but he'll also get more items depending on, where you've progressed, which bosses you've taken out, and stuff like that. So the main story progresses and he sells more stuff, and then obviously quest items are going to unlock items as well. What do we have? We actually have enough for Pieta's sword. I'm going to grab it. I don't even know if I'm really going to use it. I don't think I'm going to use it, but just to have all the radiant stuff, that would make sense, you know what I mean?
Whatever for they are nothing
repeating, but just to make sure we're
you'll serve
unlocking
a higher
stuff.
purpose,
And there we go.
Crusader.
So there you go. Vanguard Bearer's Sword. No passives, but it does have Wither and Physical. Just a regular longsword, but it is another option for quality builds. 2020. Definitely a decent choice. You have Physical and Wither, then if you buffed it with something else, that would work too. Although if you're doing quality build that high of stats, you're probably not doing Radiance or anything else unless it's New Game Plus. After that, he does not have any new spells, but he does have more armor. So, where is it? So Vanguard. We had those. Now, I really like these. And I really like this helm a lot. I always have, and I might go ahead and grab that. For one, it's going to be lighter than the big-ass bell helm.
Crusader.
Well, how much is the weight on that? Because I might have to replace it later. Replace it. We might even just go higher in endurance to rock this. It's my favorite helm in the game.
You'll serve a higher purpose, Crusader.
I can't wait to get my baby. You guys are gonna fucking love this thing in game. I promise to God, you're gonna fucking adore it. It is so good. It is such a good weapon, which is why I'm suggesting it for the build, obviously. We have buffs, right? So we're not worried about it. We're not using armor. Not worried about it. Keeping cures ain't bad. I never keep the wards. I mean, I never use them. So as far as I'm concerned, 300 there. That's 450 souls. 600 souls for them. And that puts us up at enough where we could get one more level, sure. But I'd rather get some stuff here. So we have 1300, and I also wanted the leggings. We need 500 more. Just to get a full set of armor. I'm probably going to keep this for the entirety of the game. That's why I'm not really worried about it. You know what I mean? I need 500. We just sell 2 of those. And we actually have a full set. And we're going to get some armor in this next area too, but I've used it a lot, so we got that, and look at this. This is going to look like, I promise you guys, it's going to look like an in-game armor set, and it is. We could use this all game. There you go, look at that shit, y'all. That is a fucking in-game armor set, and it looks great even with the gauntlets, with the little emblems going on around. I love it. And you don't have to go with the gold. We could do, you know, every time we get chinks, like we could just do different stuff. So it's like dark, it's like blue. I like that little cloth coming down from the front too. The gold and red just looks phenomenal. And the gray and red, or gray and gold ain't bad either. Red padding. This is just going over the chest piece. If we'd like it, we'll match everything else to it. That's more of a silver look. It's not bad. What's that at the bottom? I don't know. I think we might have the best one for now. I usually keep that the whole game. Not a bad looking set there. You know what I mean? Like, that looks like in-game armor. And we're chilling here at the start of the game. It's fucking crazy. You know? It's fucking crazy. You gotta love it. They really, really, really hook you up in this game. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get Pieta's weapon. We could literally just put, you know, some points into Radiance. Right now, 7 points, that's all we need. And we'd be able to use this. So, use that 25 Radiance. Really good weapon, obviously. And then we need 10 Umbral Scourge for that. Have we picked up any more Flux Eyeballs? So every now and then, guys, we're going to spend some time. Nope. We're going to spend some time just working on our, you know, our build. Picking up new spells. You know, coming to upgrade our catalyst. Talking about weapons. Talking about choices. So the reason I do want to pick up Pieta's sword is if we wanted to use it temporarily so we could, you know, focus more on our health and endurance, just have a really powerful weapon until then. And you guys can do this with your build. I just took a little bit of strength for like helms and stuff, but you got a one-handed to actually see. But you know, it's gonna be really quick. Look at that. You're just, you know, it's really awesome. So that's one choice. So I would recommend Pure Radiance or no more than 20 strength, just so you can use shields and stuff. Or, like, for people just tuning in, this is going to get a lot of holy, so it goes with Radiance, a lot of physical for strength scaling, and 100 blood loss. You know, just really strong moveset, still get a swipe. And then the better version of that is obviously the recommended weapon I have for the build. Beautiful looking hammer. Colossal but not slow, right? Colossal but not slow, and has 100 smite, so you're going to get lightning bolts every now and then. So that's what we're going for. And I'm kind of cross between that and this. Now this is Bloody Glory, 300 blood loss. Mainly holy damage and physical too. The Colossal Sword, but not the slowest Colossal weapon, right? And then, you know, pretty much we're going to go, whether it's a hammer, Colossal weapon, whatever it is, we're going to keep your shield on because you're going to be able to slot 3 runes in your shield, 3 runes in your weapon. That's 6 runes. So for 2-handed, that's only 3. So it's going to give us a lot more, you know, passive and stuff, and we might even try Bloody Glory. So I got to really think about it. You know what I mean? I'm kind of stuck between the two, but it's probably gonna be the hammer most likely. But we'll see. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's good to talk about this stuff from time to time, guys. To show people there's different stuff you could do. I recommended Strength Radiance, but we don't have to do everything the same exact ways. You know? So now I was going to go ahead and slap some upgrades, but we're gonna wait. Is what if we want to use Pieta's sword for a while, right? We might as well just wait and do that. So we've taken out our side path, we've taken out the little boss over there. Now we're good to go. And we start working our way to the back of the fit. So we're going the same way. We did go talk to the Wayfarer. We also have our catalyst too. Wouldn't be bad. You know, there's not a bunch of spells. There's still enough spells. Where it's worth upgrading. So now this time, instead of going right, we're going straight. So when I can't see, I just use my lock on and make sure we're okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and progress forward. And there's going to be a spot to put a seedling, but I'm not going to just do it. Because there's like a decent spot in front of this like lake, or this pond. But there's a better spot right after it, so I'm going to try to save for that. Now, I'm going to buff up, try to hit this asshole from range if, you know, if we can. We have Mana Stone Clusters, so I'm not worried about using up all of our mana. And the sooner we get Radiance, the better, as we want that mana bar getting bigger. So there's no mind stat in this game. You know, you get more Radiance or Inferno, you get more mana bar. I really actually like that. Makes it easier. You're only going to upgrade one stat, right? Alright, so now we've entered Umbral, going on down, and we're going to go to the far right, because we have to actually clear this Umbral entity. And this little area doesn't seem that big, but there's actually a lot of paths. Like, we'll be on the other side of this wall, there's a whole village there, and then back to where we're about to go is a whole village. So it's so easy to get lost. A lot of it looks the same, but, you know, it's actually different, and you could possibly miss out on something. So be careful how you navigate. Move forward. Take out anybody who wants it. Anyone who thinks they're tough, you die. Alright, so the path forward is cleared. You're going to see another Umbral entity. Now you can't, it's set up where you think, oh yeah, I can clear this from out here and get in. No, you have to find a way to drop behind it, then get the items, and you're only clearing the way to get out. So as you go through the doorway, do a U-turn to your right. You'll get your Forsaken Grenade, which you do need for a trophy. Now we're just going to follow this around. A little smack smack. We do want to buff up if you got it. As we do have another Moth Lady. And we're able to get our next Umbral Eye, which can be slotted into the lamp. Now I've told you guys, the one we're using now is going to stay for a while because it gives us another Soul Plate charge. The others aren't going to offer that. So with this, we're able to Soul Plate twice. It's just going to be more helpful to us for the time being. Every time you upgrade the lantern, you'll get another slot where you put more eyeballs in, and you also are going to get another Soul Plate charge. However, first upgrade doesn't even come for a while. So now you have all that. Just going to stick to this back row here, and we'll be progressing up this path to the right. But first, I'm going to go grab this, and there should be like 2 guys that's going to pop up right behind you, usually. Yep. Oh, 3 this time. 1 was right on our ass. I love bouncing off walls. It's my favorite. So there's going to be a lot of those poison, big guys with the poison sticks. But they're all linked to multiple parasites. So we want to go through. The first one's there. Second one's actually through this wall. So Siphon. Well, you can just smack them too. You know what I mean? And we're going to start facing these guys. However, I want to try to get on over here to this dock. All we did was go all the way around to the right, just a big circle. It's going to lead you to this dock. Now this dock leads you to the base, the boss fight of the whole area. Like we're almost through it already. But we want to plant a seed here. There's still a lot of stuff to do here. But this is the only seed thing we want moving forward. We don't want to waste the seed because we're worried about it. So I would much rather put 1 down here, and then we can just kind of, you know, navigate the rest of the area from here. Let's check out our time. Already at 43 minutes. We'll be able to get up to the boss. We'll probably start next episode with the boss fight and move forward. Do pitchfork forward. I mean, I could probably fit it all, but I don't want to rush anything, and I want to make sure no one's getting lost. Like, what if people didn't find they got lost on the path? So what I would like to do, for anyone that may have, I'm just going to make sure we do it together. Because, you know, it all looks the same. There's multiple little areas tucked in. So it's for people that may have got lost. We're going to go back to where we came in here so no one is confused. Just remember, we popped the Umbral entity right here. And we're just going to do this real quick. Opening to the right, followed around to the left. It's really just a straight path forward. And once you get here, all you're doing is curving around to the right, guys. Then you go up, and it's going to open up to us. That's where all the parasites were. Now, this is probably, if anywhere, this is where you guys got lost. So if you did, we just did a circle around. You could just go straight to the left. Your dock's right there. So if anyone did get confused or lost, and I'm not saying to be a smart ass, or I don't think anyone's stupid, it's just the way the place is set up. Now, we're going to start going in every hut, cleared it all out. Now I knew there was no items in there, but sometimes those big guys can get in these little huts too. Like, he might be the one that was in this hut, or he could be a different guy. So just make sure we're clearing out everything, getting all of our enemies. 4 small Ceruleans. Where'd you go, poison dog? Alright. Now we're gonna go to exit Umbral. We want to be in Umbral, however, we've been in Umbral for a while and that clock's ticking. So go ahead and exit. Then as you go up to the, oh, siphon. Get them sold, baby. So as you go, we're gonna go between these 2 huts, get ready for a fight. Big dude's coming for us. Or did he already come out? He may have already came out. Alright. So, hold up your lamp. Going this way is going to get us a shortcut back to the start in case, you know, people are worried about it. I don't think we're ever going to use it, but if you didn't plant that seed, you know, you're worried about it, don't be. You're about to get to it. So over here on the right, it's going to be a little hut with a bunch of those little poison dogs. We're going to go ahead and take them out. Or did I already pass it? The store's right here. I don't know why everything looks so different when I'm not in Umbral. We do gotta get Umbral anyways, but that's a shortcut we'll get after the boss. Oh, it's over there. Duh. You say it kinda all looks the same. There it is. Alright. Now I mentioned the Umbral entity that we don't hit from the front, we hit from the back, so that's down in this area. But before we get here, we're gonna go and enter Umbral. Put us back up top. Now, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna ignore this. This will be the last thing we hit. Just go forward, get your shortcut back to the start. In this hut, you get the Pale Butcher's Blade, Physical Wither, really decent strip choice. Completely honest, a lot of people liked it. A lot of videos get OP early. You know, dumb people, you know what they do. Don't get me started. But yeah, so it's a really good weapon. I mean, most of these weapons are viable in game. You know, there's just some that really stand out more than others. So this is going to be down, once you got the pawn drained, just go ahead and get some mana stone going. 1 and 2, because we're going to want to buff up. And we'll be able to get, I think, our first real Umbral spell. What's going to do is just like a poison mist cloud. The enemy sit in it, then obviously, you know, they're going to take damage over time. You still alive? Thank you. Alright, and this is just right above where we're just at, when we're able to exit Umbral. Go right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Grab your souls. I'm gonna roll off because there's a drop down here I never got from the guy. You know, this stuff adds up. Now we can get back up here. So it's a rooftop route. Just because they were right there. I'm gonna follow this around and we can get on into this hut. You can also exit Umbral up here if you're worried about it, but like I said, we don't want to ignore these moth ladies and these more elite Umbral enemies because they can drop stuff we need, such as the seedlings. So as soon as you go in and get ready for a fight, and also get ready to bounce off walls in a few seconds. No, there's nowhere to go. You just gotta eat it. I mean, you might have been able to jump back over the doorway, but you're kind of just like hitting posts and walls and all types of shit. So there you go. And we did get a seedling from her in petrification. So that's what I said. That's going to be like the poisonous cloud. You can sap enemies' health over time. Then we can go up this way. We could exit Umbral just for, you know, extra life to be safe. But we want to stay in Umbral anyway, so I'm going to take the risk. This is just right here. And then we'd have to enter it again anyways. No point in exiting. Alright, so we have our last little side path and we're good to go. So as I stated, you have to actually drop behind the wall to enter, so go to your bridge, and you're going to see these little wooden planks. You want to bust this, pull that, that'll be 1. Pull this, and that'll be 2. Now you have a way out. Now all this is about is getting the Angel of the Void armor set. Actually one of my favorite armor sets in the game. The chest piece at least. The rest is kind of meh. The chest piece is really dope. I don't like it as much as what we're wearing now. But before... Sorry about that, y'all. Someone came in the room. I was trying to keep it quiet. Yeah, before I ever bought this armor, because I never knew if it was going to be good or not. I never really bought armor from Dunmire because there's good sets around the world, but that was like my go-to for, you know, a long, long, long time. But now we're going to go through the original Umbral entity we cleared and head back on over to our seedling. You could just take the dock around too, so, you know, remember that. I mean, I'm just so good at navigating this place. I've spent so many hours on playthroughs, so many hours on taking notes. I know where to get to fairly easy. But if you guys are lost, just remember to get back to the start, take the little bridge across, and you can get right here. Just gotta rest up. Go ahead and get another point in strength. Now, I could be working up my radiance and getting that done, but regardless, I'm going to need to be at 20 strength anyways. It's just 5.5 more points. Let's see. We picked up... Oh, wow, we got a few. 11. I knew it, because I knew they were pretty big, so... Yeah, there we go. 5 more points. And we'll be good on strength, because like I said, we could just go 5 more here. 26 on this, then have the hammer, or bring it up to 32 and have Bloody Glory early on, which would be fucking dope too. I just gotta decide which moveset I think is better for me. Before we're closing out, guys, like I said, we talked about this. You know, if you're going with the recommended build, it's gonna either be this hammer, Bloody Glory, or you could just, you know, stop at enough strength for a decent shield, and then just take Radiance all the way up after that and go a Pieta's Sword. You can duel with that with the Hammer of Agony we're using, and you can do that for the whole playthrough as well, and it'd be really devastating, you know what I mean? So do keep that in mind, because that's getting Radiant scaling, right? That's getting Radiant scaling, so you can duel with those and have fast, quick attacks for Blood Loss and Smite, or we got 100 Smite on this, a lot of physical, a lot of holy, 100 Blood Loss, a lot of physical, a lot of holy, 300 blood loss, a lot of physical, a lot of holy. So all these go with the build. It's just, you know, whatever you guys feel comfortable with, whatever you want to go for, as they're all extremely, extremely viable choices. Now at this time, we're at 52 minutes. I cannot go over an hour with PlayStation. It cuts you off, so I don't have a choice but to close on out. Remember, if you're going to do Kugajin's Quest, and we will cover this next episode, you need to go in here, you need to die, and then you need to summon her before the fight, go in there, use her to kill him. Doesn't matter if she dies, you just got to use her. And then you can go give her about 1/3 of the boss souls this time, and, you know, start doing her quest. And the next time it'll be like half, and then the next time it'll be like 60% of them. And it's stupid, and I'd save it for New Game Plus. Right now, we need, you know, to work on our build. So like I said, wouldn't suggest it your first playthrough unless you can get a platinum all in one playthrough. On PlayStation, we can't. For those on PlayStation, New Game Plus, trust me on this. You're gonna thank me for it later. You gotta do 3 playthroughs anyways, right? Just focus on your build. So, you know, I'm just doing my best to help you guys out, you know what I mean? So you guys can learn from my mistakes and not have to deal with the same bullshit I did. So, it's a guide. I want to help you guys out. Either way, next episode, we'll probably start by maybe upgrading our weapons. We have to just decide what we're aiming for, because if we do use Pieta's just to buy us time, I'd rather slap upgrades into that. However, we probably have enough stones to do these and do that later if we choose. 15, 4. But we'd use 2 of these. We use all these up. But we could buy 10 from the traveling merchant, and we'll find more, a lot, moving forward. So we're gonna, yeah, we might go ahead and do that, just so we're doing more damage, because this boss is a pain in the ass. We want to do as much damage as possible. But either way, next episode we'll be taking out the Hush Saint to get our next boss, Remembrance. That has a really good spell for Umbral builds and decent quality weapon as well. And then we'll be kind of doing a back area. So after the boss, there's another area to defend you couldn't, you know, previously reach. So we'll finish clearing that out, and then we'll actually be moving into Fitzroy's Gorge, which is like the precursor area to Lower Calrath, and that's where the game's really going to start opening up. And there's going to be a lot of really good weapons and stuff like that for every class. Now, if you are doing an Umbral build, remember Strength 13, Agility 13, and then Radiance Inferno as high as you can get them. Because there's a really good weapon that's one of the most powerful weapons in the game. I personally have used on my Umbral build, and it changed the game and made it extremely easy. It really is, it's fucking phenomenal. But you gotta meet those physical requirements. So I'd start working them now, get them out of the way, because you only need 16 Inferno and Radiance, and that's not too hard to get. Either way, we're going to wrap up here, guys. Thank you for tuning in to my series. Please like and subscribe. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you guys are having a good time, and we'll see you back here next episode.